The To Be Determined Show live Wednesday nights, 9 Central Standard Time. Join myself, the Oracle of Ominous, the Wicked Nemesis, the Grand Design, Clyde Braddock, and the Magic City Motor Fast Eddie Lane as we take you to the edge of uncensored. Yes, we go uncensored, so make sure you have your earmuffs. Ask your parents, for those of you that are a little young, maybe under 18, but make sure if you have any heart conditions or any mental defects, please listen, because they may take effect right here live every Wednesday night, 9 Central Standard Time. Beyond Ringside Radio Network, beyondringside.com.
The views and opinions expressed by the Oracle of Ominous, the Wicked Nemesis, are of my own and no one else, nor do they reflect Beyond Ringside. So, ladies and gentlemen, due to the graphic nature of this program, listener discretion is advised.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's the To Be Determined Show. We are live Beyond Ringside Radio Network, beyondringside.com, as well as the Beyond Ringside Radio app and ProWrestlingRadio.net. I am the Oracle of Ominous, the Architect of Intellect, the Wicked Nemesis, and my co-host is also my producer and the host of Beyond Ringside, Magic City Motormouth, Fast Eddie Lane. Eddie, how you doing this evening, sir?
I'm doing wonderfully well, and in this case, I may take the pros over the Joes. I don't know why, but I think it will, mainly because it's a damn rerun.
That is, it's pretty funny. The pros versus Joes, I didn't even know that show was even around still. Like, I thought it had been gone for years.
Well,
I'd start off the show really quick by giving our condolences, prayers, and good vibes to my much better half, Angie Nemesis. Her grandfather is not doing well. He's in hospice right now. If you're any kind of praying person, just, I mean, you don't want the gentleman, he's a World War II veteran, you don't want him to suffer anymore. So she's not here, but she's definitely in my prayers and my thoughts, of course, on my mind. So I want to start the show off that way. Don't want to start off with a downer, but you got to sometimes. Our guest this evening is Pro South's own Ace Haven, the last hero, Ace Haven. We're going to talk to him about his Trinity of Terror 6-man tag tournament Pro South has upcoming, and also his finals. That's funny. AJ Steele hit me up live on air. That's funny. This past Saturday's GCW event for the JYD Memorial Tag Team Tournament. And what happened in that, they came up just a little bit short, hashtag trending now, just that bit short. Congratulations to Leon the Bull Stresser and to Mad Dog Dan Sawyer in their win and your new GCW Tag Team Champions. Eddie, you were there. We saw a lot of action.
Yes, we did.
Several big matches, but we're just going to start at the top. Okay. As a lot of you know, I was doing commentary. Excuse me. I was doing commentary with Fast Eddie Lane for GCW. So I miss out, a lot that's going on. AJ Steele and Spiral in your main event. AJ calling out Spiral at the beginning of the show, telling him that he wanted him in a match. He got his heavyweight title match, which we knew was going to happen. It was no surprise to anybody that listens to the radio show or anybody that's on social media. AJ Steele was facing Spiral. A lot of people would think that, hey, you might want to not advertise this. You might want to have it to where he just goes and calls him out. Yes, that is true. You could do that. But when you have AJ Steele and Spiral, you're going to put asses in the seats. And that's what it's about. It's about making money. And if we're not out there to make money, you're in the wrong business. You need to go the fuck on. That main event ended with Spiral beating AJ Steele 1-2-3 in the middle of the ring. What we didn't expect was what happened after the bell when AJ Steele grabbed the mic. I was there in the ring with AJ, Pandora, and Spiral. Very happy, putting over the fact that we just saw a great wrestling match. The fans were totally divided between AJ Steel fans and, of course, Spiral fans. AJ Steel proceeds to grab the microphone and tell me that I talk too much, which is funny because that's the first time that I have cut a promo or talked on the microphone since December. And proceeds to quit. He said if he couldn't beat the Bosnian War Child Spiral, his Merchants of Death partner, that he would retire. And he did. He quit. He quit right there in the ring. And when that video goes up, I want everyone to check it out on GCW Pro Wrestling. Check it out on YouTube. That match was great. And not only was it a great match, you had a shocking ending to it, or after the match, I guess, the aftermatch. Your thoughts on this, Eddie?
See, I've got to ask the question. This is where I wish I could speak to AJ Steele because he hasn't been returning my calls or messages either. First off, I really wanted to find out where his head was at when he made that decision because that was a very hard-fought match. And when AJ goes back and looks at that match, you will genuinely see that match could have gone either way, especially in the home stretch. I mean, both men turned up the heat the entire damn time. And I have to ask, I mean, when you lose a match like that, okay, this is the other this is my side of the coin on this one for this topic. AJ Steele did not lose that match. Spiral did win, but AJ didn't lose that match. Spiral just happened to hit a good combination and chain of moves. And even Superman gets his ass kicked every once in a while. Superman v Batman, if you haven't seen it, go watch it. It's going to be fun. But just go in and check everything at the door. Don't expect. Just go to enjoy a movie. I'm serious because, trust me, when we get past that 3-week window or 2-week window, there's going to be some things that I'm going to say about that movie. But for right now, I'm just going to say, clear your head. Don't expect. Go in hoping to go in ready to have a good time.
Oh, God. Well, I want to say this really quick since you're going to bring that up. If you like old school Batman, this ain't your Batman. Just saying. Go ahead, sir.
I'll agree, and I'm just going to sit back and say this, and this is shooting straight from the hip. Ben Affleck did a good job as Bruce Wayne.
Yes, he did.
Remember, Batman can be CG, Batman can be overlaid, Batman can be all of the above. It can be 50 different freaking stuntmen in that costume. The trick to it is, how is he going to carry off the character of Bruce Wayne? In my humble opinion, what he had to work with on the scripting and everything else, Ben Affleck did a good job as Bruce Wayne. I got no issue with that. Better than I thought he was going to be.
Yeah, well, okay, so who's Batman and who's Superman in the scenario of Spiral and AJ Steele?
You have to put Spiral in the role of Batman because he's not the biggest dog in the fight. Granted the fact he can fly like a bat, he can fly like an eagle, thank you Steve Miller Band. But by the same token, when you've got somebody with the strength, the power game, and the know how to use that strength that AJ Steele does, you have to cast him in the role of Superman. I mean, legitimately, Spiral can fly just like the bat plane.
He is Superman pretty much, and Spiral is Batman, the Bosnian Batman.
Don't ever tell him I paid. Don't ever tell him I paid him that many compliments.
It was a great match. That's the thing, is it was a great match. You had agility and power. You had dexterity and strength. AJ's one of those guys that 99.9% of the people in the locker room respect.
Yes.
And he's one of those guys that can go out and have a great match. I've tagged against AJ. I've managed against AJ. I've managed AJ. AJ has been involved in my career somehow, some way, since 2007, the end of 2007. He was one of those guys that Bishop and I met in GCW Phoenix City, and he just went out and he's always been money. He's always put asses in the seats, and
Yep.
he's always had great matches.
Yep.
And he had another great match.
And I've got to jump in on this one too, because when I finally met AJ, we'd seen each other in passing on a couple of occasions, but because of extenuating circumstances like me running sound or helping to set things up, I didn't always get a chance to stop and introduce myself. When I finally had a chance to stop and introduce myself, he's like, "I've seen you before. I love your work." To which I immediately respond, "Hey, I've seen you a number of times. I love your work, dude." And we just, the chemistry there is there, and you say 99.9% of the people will respect AJ Steele, and that only 0.1% is someone who doesn't know him yet. Because, here's the easy way to say it. Before you meet him, you respect his work. When you meet him and get to know him, you respect the man.
But that's just AJ Steele. AJ's one of those guys that he respects the business. He respects everybody in it, just about, and he's going to put on a good match. And if you can't have a good match with AJ Steele, take your gear, throw it in a dumpster, set it on fire, and jump in behind it.
Go work for Crystal.
Go work for Crystal.
Make chili
Or Hardee's.
cheese pups.
Or Hardee's.
No, not Hardee's. I like their food.
Oh, God.
Oh, wait. Speaking of, Wick, would you like to do the honors?
Ladies and gentlemen, he is the juggernaut of professional wrestling, the sun-tan Superman, the real deal, AJ Steele. AJ, how you doing this evening, sir?
Still suffering from a little bit of a concussion. Hadn't been able to work out all week, but I'm alive.
We were just
How you guys doing?
we were just discussing you. We were just discussing your match against Spyro from this past Saturday when you shockingly quit.
Yeah, well, I kind of figured that would be a topic for a little bit. I got a lot of inboxes on the way home. I still get inboxes like, "Why are you mad? What happened? What's wrong? Do you not like us as far as fans go?" And a lot of people, I need to tell them that it has nothing to do with the fans. I'm not mad at anybody. This is a personal issue that I have been fighting with myself because, I hate to be this way towards the fans. I'm not mad at them, but I do have to explain to them one thing. There's only a few people, and I mean the guys in the locker room, that understand sacrifices that are made to be a professional wrestler. Not only do you want to be a professional wrestler, but you want to be a professional wrestler on a level that you want to perform on. You want to only be on this level. You want to be, as you guys have said before, an elite group of people. You want to be number one. You want to be champion. If you don't want to be champion, if you don't want to be number one, if you're not trying to be the best at what you're doing, why do it? So when you come to a point in your life where you have to question yourself, you have to question your ability, you have to question your desire. Is it still there? Can you still go? If you can't do these things on the level that you used to do these things, I hate to say this, but I'm no Ric Flair. I'm not going to stick around someplace and destroy my legacy. And I know a lot of people may not agree with what I just said, but I don't give a damn. That's the problem. People don't understand the sacrifices and what goes on. Night after night, we go out and do things to our bodies for ourselves, of course, but the entertainment of others. And can we do it forever? No.
I mean, you and I have had personal discussions about things. It was just shocking for it to happen then, I guess, especially after just having a great match and not being able to live up to your expectations as you feel maybe your work rate has dropped. Motherfucker, your work rate has not dropped. you're taking some fucking. You've done bigger bumps, and done different things over the last little more than a year than I've seen you do before. Like in the 3 years previous, I mean, you're having different wrestling style matches, and you've been at the top for the last 2.5 to 3 years, at the very top of the mountain in wrestling in the Southeast, bar none. I mean, and you at least you're going out on your own terms. Is this just for GCW, or is this for wrestling as a whole?
Well, this is going to be another blow to other promotions, but in my opinion right now, Spiral is at the top of the mountain. And I say that to, I mean, if you go and you look at other promotions, I've been at the top of that quote-unquote mountain. And in my opinion, in order to be the best, you got to beat the best. There's really only one other person who I have never had the privilege or pleasure of wrestling, and that's Jimmy Rave, because outside of Spiral, I think Jimmy Rave is the best. Those two gentlemen are the two people who I feel like if you can't beat those guys, why continue to play the game of wrestling if you can't play it at the level that you want to play it on? I have the utmost respect for both of them. Like I said, this is I have not taken any. Spiral has called me all week, and I'm just not ready to. I've returned the text message, so he knows that we're cool. It's not anything that he did. He did exactly what I needed him to do. He went out there and he gave me the fight of my life. To me, out of all of the matches that we had, that one was the most physical. That's what I needed. I needed a question answered for myself. Can you do this? And if you cannot, why continue? That's where I'm at. Like, as far as other promotions go, you know, I love this business. I'm still passionate about it, but it has a lot of thought. I've been putting a lot of thought into all of it as far as my career goes as a whole, like not just the GCW. So it's really, I know it's up in the air. I know that it's like kind of impromptu. Nobody expected it spontaneous. I don't know. As of right now, I don't feel like physically I can do this on the level that I want to do it anyway. Is that saying that I'm quitting everything? I don't know. I really can't answer that question right
now. You and I have, we're actually going to have AJ on one of these upcoming Wednesdays. We're going to have the entire 2 hours because AJ and I have been talking. AJ and I used to talk all the time, but before I crushed 2 phones like a fucking retard. Don't ask. Don't fucking ask. So, we're going to have AJ on. We want all the fans. And we want everyone to send in at the TBD show and the To Be Determined show and Beyond Ringside. Send your messages and questions that you have for AJ Steele, and we're going to have him answer them when we have AJ on. AJ, I know you're a very busy man. We appreciate you coming on. Before we go, I have one question that I have to ask, and we appreciate you coming on and just answer a few questions this evening. You've wrestled a lot of people. You've done a lot. Any regrets at all?
Honestly, yes, I do have some regrets. The young guys that I talked to, the Clyde Braddocks that I have the utmost respect for, the Drew Adlers, there's a few other guys that I have a vested interest in, and I look at and I see myself, because I tell them I stood in the way of my own self. Because if you're going to be in this business, like I said, if you're not trying to get somewhere, if you want to be an independent guy and wrestle on the weekends and have fun in your neighborhood, that's great. If you want to be a local guy, that's great. If you want to do, all of the charity work that some of people know that I've done and some people don't know, I mean, if you want to do that kind of stuff on a local basis, that is awesome. I'm not the guy to tell you that you're wrong. When I thought of being a professional wrestler, I looked at people like, and the person who got me involved was Macho Man Randy Savage, but people that I looked at were the Hulk Hogan, the Ricky the Dragon Steamboats, the Stings, the Ric Flairs. I wanted to be on that level. And I don't think any of us, well, there are some exceptions. There are people who are okay with just wrestling in Millersville or, just being happy with nothing and just being a local guy. I didn't want that. And I believe, when you go to a show and some of the legends are there, and the legends, Bob Armstrong himself, he said, "Kid, why aren't you signed?" Well, me and Murder worked the New Age Outlaws in Alabama once. Why aren't you signed? It's the same question he asked both of us. I stood in the way of myself because I didn't do the legwork. Yes, I went to the gym. Yes, I worked on my craft. But when it comes to marketing yourself and putting yourself out there, shopping yourself around, sending DVDs, I didn't do that. I loved what I was doing so much that I got caught up in it, and I didn't do the work to go anywhere. I got booked places because, Bill Behrens was one of the people that helped book me and, got me into TNA with Murder, and Jason Cross got me into TNA when they were up in, I think it was Nashville. That's where I first met Rick Michaels and AJ Styles and Eric Watts. The first time I worked at TNA, I got powerbombed in the corner by Eric Watts and got whiplash, and I couldn't hold my head up straight. That was my first match at TNA, by the way. So, I mean, I didn't do. Right now, you guys got, like, these young guys got NXT, right? If I could do it all again, every morning I would find some kind of way to be at the doorstep of NXT, or I would find some kind of way to be at the doorstep of Ring of Honor. TNA, I mean, yeah, if I could go to Japan, I'm 40 years old, I'm not going anywhere. I would go to Japan. I would do a lot of things differently. So, yes, I have regret. I did not push like I should have pushed, because clearly if I can go out on Saturday night and have the match that I had with Spiral, I could have done that anywhere in the world. I think both of y'all will agree that any place in this world, I could have had that exact same match and the fans would have been happy with it.
That is a testament to being a worker and not just being a wrestler, though.
Well,
not everybody can do that.
Not everybody can do that, no. But here's the thing. I understand that, yes, this is work, and yes, you can be a worker. But you got to also understand that this is entertainment. And we are here. People pay their money to come. I'm always going to say they come to see wrestling first, because that is always what is on the marquee, wrestling. But at the end of the day, they want to be entertained by wrestling. So in my opinion, entertain them. Wrestle, of course, but entertain them as well. And if you continue to do that, you continue to have good, strong storylines, people will always, always, always come back to see that. Soap operas have been on television for years. I'm 40 years old, and when I was a kid, a baby, The Young and the Restless was on then. It's on now. I mean, and I hate to compare the two, but drama is drama plus drama equals drama. It equals ratings. It equals years. It equals money. That's what this is all about. I love what I do. I wish that I was 100% healthy so I can continue to do it. I'm not. And I love the fans, but I love me more. And I mean, at what point do I stop? Do I stop when I can't go anymore? When the doctors are saying, "Oh, if you have one more match, you're not going to be able to walk." I don't want to stop them. I don't want to be forced out. I would like to walk out on my own accord.
Eddie, anything you'd like to say?
I know this is not going to be the easiest thing to hear, and I know the words that are going to exit your mouth when I say this. I'm going to start with this past Saturday, the most volatile subject of all. You didn't lose that match. Spiral just happened to get the 1, 2, 3. That, especially the last few minutes of that match, it could have genuinely gone either way. In my book, and I was the one watching every little detail, I called that match. And it was an honor to be able to call that match. You and Saba tore the effing house down. You did not lose that match, my brother. Number 2, I'm not going to give you a chance to rebut on that either. You can say it after. Because I already know what you're going to say. Number 2, if you do decide to hang up the boots, it has been an honor and a privilege. We have not always seen eye to eye, depending on what locker room you've come out of. And you have proven the fact that I don't need wings in order to fly. You remember. Nice. Yeah, ass. Literally.
You're welcome.
No problem. We can tell that joke off air because I don't think Wick knows it. But I will sit back and say this. If you do decide to hang it up, it has been an honor and a privilege to work alongside of you. Like I said, during my last part of the tenure as commissioner and then moving out of that spot and whatever the hell they've got me doing right now. I've worked with you at Global Championship Wrestling. I've worked with you at Peach State and a few other promotions. Dude, you've absolutely rocked, and you've been a pillar everywhere you've gone, and one that should easily and is easily respected. I do have to ask this. Wick brings up the question of regrets. I'm going to turn the tables on that one, because my 3-2 pitch over the last year has been, I want you to think back over moments that you've had. Single, tag team, specialty match, doesn't matter. I want you to pull up 2 moments. And Wick, you're going to kill me, but I'm going to do this on this show rather than wait. Relive as well as redo. Pick me 2 moments for the real deal, AJ Steele.
2 moments that I would remove and redo?
No, one that you would love to relive because it was that damn much fun and you enjoyed it that much. The other one is redo.
Okay. The I would have to say the TNA pay-per-view, that Turning Point pay-per-view, was probably a big highlight in my career, because it was like, that was a big deal for me. I actually kind of got more than one. The Turning Point pay-per-view was a big deal. Working the Iron Sheik on April 2nd of 2000 was a huge deal. At Macon Coliseum, in front of, at the time I was living in Macon, so that was a big deal. And working in New Age Outlaws with Murder was another moment that I'll never forget. Now, things that I would like to redo. I would have picked another partner. I would like to have had a different partner. And I know that's gonna, I don't have time to get into that right now, but I'm just gonna leave that there for y'all. And we'll discuss that at a later date. The other thing that I would redo is when I first started out, the way promoters work, some promoters work and some trainers work, they see something, they know that it's a good thing, and they don't let you live up to your full potential. They don't push you and say, hey kid, go work here, go work there. Some people want to keep you right here so that you can't go anywhere. You can make them money, but you're not doing anything for yourself. You're not going out and exploring the world and seeing what's out there for yourself. So those are the 2 things that I would redo. And I hate to do this to you guys, but I have got to go. And Wick, you know that I got something on my chest, and you're the place where I'm going to get it off. Eddie, I love and respect you guys, but I got to get off the phone because I got to go back to work.
Understand the concept.
Thank you, sir.
So I will hit you guys up, and we will discuss this further. Please continue because I listen to everything that y'all record, so I want to hear whatever you guys got to say. And when I call back, CM Punk said that he had a pipe bomb. This shit that I got is beyond Hiroshima.
I'll bring the hot dogs.
You better.
Oh, the
I
real
appreciate
deal.
you guys. I'll talk to you later.
Peace, my friend.
Bye.
Ladies and gentlemen, the real deal, AJ Steele. We're about to take our first break of the evening. We have upcoming Pro South on Ace Haven right here, the To Be Determined Show live, Beyond Ringside Radio Network, BeyondRingside.com, and the Beyond Ringside Radio app.
Howdy, friends. This is the Magic City Motor Mouth, Fast Eddie Lane, with your invitation to join yours truly, along with Mark Mabo Bowman and the Oracle of Ominous, the Wicked Nemesis, every Sunday night, 6:30 p.m. Eastern, 3:30 p.m. Pacific, for Beyond Ringside Live. Wrestling, mixed martial arts, sports talk, and a whole lot more. Keep your eyes open on BeyondRingside.com for all of upcoming show information, and of course, catch us on social media as well. Until then, we'll see you this Sunday, 6:30 Eastern, for Beyond Ringside Live on the Beyond Ringside Radio Network.
Sunday nights at 11 p.m. Eastern here on BeyondRingside.com. Join us for the Midnight Black Mass. Myself, the Reverend Dan Wilson, brings you the dark gospel of professional wrestling, uncensored, unedited, uncut, and not for the faint of heart. You can find out more about us at youtube.com/pottyhumor or subscribe at Potty Humor on iTunes and Stitcher today.
The To Be Determined Show live, Beyond Ringside Radio Network, BeyondRingside.com, and the Beyond Ringside Radio app. Thank you to AJ Steele for calling in, impromptu call in. Next week, AJ's going to come on and apparently just drop a Hiroshima.
Oh, boy.
Oh, boy.
I'll bring the hot dogs.
I will say this, there's a lot of people that when they find out AJ's coming on and his intentions, their asshole is going to be drawn up so fucking tight. It's going to be amazing. Not everybody. Because there's some people that, you know, they give two shits what the fuck AJ says about them. And there's some that, yeah. It's like Lil Wayne said, a million people pissed off. That's the To Be Determined show. Come on, you shoot people got to come on. They like to rant, they like to rave, get some things off their chest. This is the radio show for that. You want to fucking burn bridges? You want to bury yourself? You want to fucking bury somebody else? You want to come and shoot? This is your radio show. But Eddie, we were discussing JYD Memorial Tag Team Tournament. We were discussing AJ Steele and Spiral. Francisco Chiazzo and Clyde Braddock. What in the ever-loving fuck is going on? I mean, we had Jesse Payne as a referee.
JP McGregor.
Oh, wait, is that what he's going as?
That's what I was told to call him.
Oh, okay. So JP McGregor, former, well, I guess we're kayfabing that too. But,
The conductor of the Crazy Train, yeah.
yeah. I think I should have been told that. Like, we danced around the situation.
Yeah, we did, but a little bit later I finally found out because I went back. Okay, kids, here goes that damn curtain we talk about. So we're not doing a fourth wall, we're just doing the freaking curtain. I went back to the boss and I said, and with him standing there, I said, what the hell do I call you? Am I calling you JP or am I calling you, or is there something else that I'm supposed to be calling you? Because y'all never told me. And longtime GCW fans know who I'm talking about. And I was told, the boss sat back and said, he is for now going by JP McGregor. I said, thank you for clearing that up. Now I can say something.
Thank you. Yeah, because you're the one went out there doing commentary, motherfucker. Hey, man, our commentaries are getting so just out there, but so fun. Like, I will hear our commentary
Oh,
while I'm cleaning and immediately be like, what?
dude, wait till you hear the main event. That's all I'm going to say. Because 8 of my 37 other personalities came out during that match.
Yeah, and you didn't even mention me, so.
How did I not mention you? Of course I did. It's in my contract. I have to mention you.
Was it, who was it that you forgot to, mention me with? Was AJ, and you're like, oh, you won Wick?
I don't remember.
Yeah, I think it was AJ. I think it was AJ from the last GCW. I was like, yep, that motherfucker didn't even fucking do it. That one Native American tear rolled down like somebody littered on the side of the road.
I remember that commercial very well. Now, coming back over to Chiazzo and Clyde, I said it from the beginning. I said it from the damn beginning. Clyde has all the physical and mental talent in the world, and with you guiding him, that is an ace in the hole. But you have to remember, it has been proven that the King of the Southeast, Francisco Chiazzo, whether or not he's got Tommy Thumbs with him, whether or not he's got Shooter Storm with him, whether or not he's got Stormy Lee with him, he will go to any lengths necessary to win a match. Clyde had to remember that. You had to remember that. And when you were both distracted...
I wasn't distracted. I was telling Bernie to turn his skinny ass around. Because they pulled out the breast knucks, and they had those, and then she pulled out whatever the Aquanet or whatever she has. Hell, Eddie. I mean, in all honesty, I had a pair of brass knucks. I had a fireball. I had a metal chain. I had all that stuff. I was ready to go to war.
You had Fireball. I had a Goldslogger. I was ready for a battle, too.
I had a fireball, not fireball.
I know. I was being facetious.
Oh, that fireball, man. I don't know how people drink that. Tasha and Angie, it must be a redheaded thing, because Tasha and Angie both turn that shit up and drink it like it's fucking water. Ugh.
Yeah, I know.
It must be a redheaded thing. It must be goddamn devils.
I don't know. I'll check with Courtney.
But Francisco,
Oops.
Clyde, man, that was a great match. Once again, Clyde brings out the best of Francisco. Francisco brings out the best of Clyde.
And these two were throwing bombs, dude.
Yes, they were. They were beating the shit out of each other. And Clyde was hurt. Clyde was legit hurt going into that match. You could not tell it. He did not slack off a single bit. Clyde was at about 50% that match. Not making excuses the least. But Stormy's gonna fuck around. I'm gonna get my hands on that bitch. I'm going to. Something's got to be done about her. This whole thing, she thinks that a fake neck brace will save her. Eddie, you know I've wrestled women. I've managed women. I've managed against women. I'm an equal opportunity offender. Something's going to have to be done. Somebody needs to get in touch with Bullet Bob, because Francisco is out of control.
I know what I'd like to see.
Francisco doesn't even need that. Francisco does not even need
Nope.
to cheat. He just does it to do it. That's what makes him a great heel.
I know what I'd like to see, and I'm probably going to get killed for saying this. I wouldn't mind seeing Braddock and Chiazzo inside of a steel cage. That way there is no outside interference. And I want a second official at ringside to monitor the goings-on. And anybody who tries to interfere from the outside, suspended for 30 days.
I would like to see a pair of brass knucks suspended in a ladder match. Like a coal miner's glove match. Put it on a fucking pole.
Yeah, that'd be a good idea. Knucks on a
We've already
pole.
done that.
Or Stormy's hairspray on a pole match.
We've already done that. Chiazzo, we already had the Brass Knucks on a pole match.
Still, how long has it been?
What, about a year and a half?
Yeah.
Year? A little more than a year.
Look, it's not something that happens every day. So I will sit back and say, if you put them back on a pole and let Braddock and Chiazzo go at it, I'm sure the fans in Pell City, the fans of Global Championship Wrestling, and wrestling fans would be able to appreciate a match of that ilk.
The fans would go apeshit. But once again, it's one of those things that I would say, don't fucking put it on TV. Make people pay for it.
I will agree to that.
Nobody's going to listen to me, but I will fucking stand up on that. I'm telling you right now, they're lucky the front office does not put me in charge, because I'm telling you right now, the YouTube channel will be shut down. No offense to anybody.
I had a great conversation with a mutual friend, Ichabod Temperance, this past Monday night when we were working on his audiobook, and he is on board with the same concept. And his very close personal friend, Bernie Kowanowitz, is also on board with us in that concept. Look, folks,
there's a handful of us that are on board. That's the problem, is that GCW puts about 300 people every show, every event in those seats.
I want DVD taping. I
Yes,
want it to go just like
too.
there are some companies that go straight to DVD and bypass social media, and I'll sit back and say it like this, with all due respect, and you and I both have a great number of friends and acquaintances, all of the above, that go to the GCW live events and are GCW Global Championship Wrestling fans.
Yes.
And look, with all due respect, folks, and I heard a comment made that was kind of disparaging this past Saturday about why somebody wasn't going to be there, and I'll tell it off air. I'm not going to say it on air. But there are companies that do video on demand. There are companies that do DVD tapings. I genuinely feel, and I know that I'm not alone when I say this, it would be a great thing if we went ahead and put highlights up on YouTube.
Yes.
And I'm sure almost everybody would understand.
Yes, Taylor McKnight used to do that for GCW Phoenix City, and
Right.
I loved it. And you're like, what the fuck is the finish?
Great
Now you
championship
gotta go
wrestling.
get
Yeah.
the DVD because you don't have the fucking finish.
Right.
You watch 7 minutes of a 20-minute match or a 15-minute match.
Right.
The thing about it is, and here's my thing, a lot of people, a lot of workers / wrestlers, a lot of wrestlers don't want that because they're not going to make any money off of it. Even though, fuck them, fuck us, this business owes us jack shit. This business owes us all nothing.
Look.
But you have those people now, it's not a problem, that would come in that would be like on TNA or Ring of Honor. Well, brother, you can't put me up on pay-per-view. You can't put me up on DVD. That's horseshit.
March Mayhem 2 years ago when we had MVP there. Folks, put it this way, and here comes your curtain.
2 years ago?
Huh?
Was that 2 years ago?
I think it was at least 2 years ago.
No, that was 2015.
No, that was not 2015. It had to be 2014.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, I think you're right.
But, yeah, we didn't do the Pelham show last year. It was 2014.
Yeah, you're right.
Of course.
Dear God, 2 years ago already.
Yeah. Matter of fact, I still have those graphics. I think it was 2014 because when 2013, hashtag Never Waste a Heel Turn.
Yes.
Yeah, it was the year after Never Waste a Heel Turn.
2014, yes, sir.
So from that vantage point, let me go ahead and say, with all due respect, I mean, I'll put this in place because we got people last year. It's like, you coming back to Pelham? No, we're not. Not right now. Maybe later. The March Mayhem event at the Pelham Civic Complex, which I still have not seen the DVD of. Truth. Our main event was supposed to contain MVP, and it was supposed to be an pay-per-view. Well, because of the fact that he had just signed, and he signed the contract to appear with us before he signed the deal with Dixie Carter and TNA Wrestling. So lo and behold, to put the world in proper perspective, MVP was on board, he was good to go, and then all of a sudden, when the front office of TNA found out that it was going to be an pay-per-view, they threatened MVP's contract. And MVP made the statement, I signed this deal before I signed with you. They didn't care. Dixie Carter and Company said, if they make it a regular show or a DVD or whatever, that's fine. You can appear on this show. They said, quote, the way that he explained it to me, and I quote, If the iPay-per-view goes on, they will find a way to legally pull me from the show. So rather than lose MVP appearing at all, we sacrificed the iPay-per-view, which is horse nuts in my book. The bureaucratic BS from some of the companies. And I have to respect what TNA does. Not really, but I do. And I just, like I said, my main thing, very plain and simple. I mean, and there's people who still get in touch with me on social media asking me whatever happened to the DVDs from that show. Unfortunately, I don't know. Wick?
I was just sitting here trying to think. We've never told that on any of the shows, have we?
No, I don't. I think we may have told it once on BR Live, but I don't. We've not gone into depth on it.
No, I think we hinted at it just
We
to
did.
let everybody know. I think it was the Sunday right after that.
I have a message from Ace Haven. He's asking if he can come on next week because he's still he's had a relapse of the flu.
Oh, yeah, that's fine. I will get in touch with Craven Haven, and we will discuss this. This is live radio, folks. This is not... and you know what? One thing I want to say, for everybody that listens, I've listened to a lot of podcasts the last 2 weeks, and I noticed that, thankfully, we're not the only ones that talk over our guests when they call in. Thank God. Because if you're a guest on our show, there's a delay, because we're on Skype, and there's a lot of yes sir and sorries, and I've noticed that thankfully we're not the only ones.
Right.
There's high quality podcasts out there, quote unquote high quality. In other words, they make a lot of fucking money. The different well, we're not going to plug any, but they do the same thing. So don't think whenever we go up, like they're just rude. No, we're not rude. There's a fucking delay.
Yeah.
So,
Thankfully,
the less people we have on, like when it was me, you, Clyde, and AJ, and we had somebody else that had called in that night, there was a huge delay. And I'm getting a message from my much better half. She says hello to all the fans and thank you for the warm wishes. She is still at the hospital. Things have not changed. But she did break her phone, so she is sick about that as well. Yeah, I know. Oh, yeah.
the Enoch Tessarian cell phone curse is rubbed off on her.
I guess so.
By the way, and the front office was kind enough to send me over the complete list of results from this past Saturday night. So if you want to, I know we were talking about Chiazzo and Braddock. I will sit back and say I would love to see one more match between these two because there wasn't a damn thing settled. Chiazzo may have gotten the win, and I mean, all credit in the world. I said it before, I'll say it again. He will do anything in the world to pick up a W and go to the winner's share of the purse. But by the same token, I know Braddock. You know Braddock. He is pissed.
Oh, yeah. I actually hung out with Braddock after the event, and he was none too pleased. None too pleased at all. But,
Now-
Braddock's one of those guys. He doesn't forgive. He doesn't forget. He's going to get his. And Chiazzo has a target painted on his chest bigger than the S that stands for Superman and not Hope.
Nice.
Just saying. And we will definitely discuss Batman v Superman when the appropriate time comes.
2 week window.
I know.
Because I'm going to go back and see it this Monday. Movie Monday is back, and I'll be at the Amstar this coming Monday night. I'm going to go back and watch it again. I still have yet to see Deadpool. I know the spoiler window is over on that one, so people can talk about it. I'm not going to be offended. I have not downloaded it. I haven't found a copy of it online. My Amstar in Alabaster is still showing it, but I'm pretty sure this is going to be the last week that it gets shown. So I'll probably find it at the Dollar Movies in the next couple of weeks and finally get a chance to see it. But
You definitely need to see that.
I know. I'm pissed that I haven't seen it. Ladies, okay. Wick, I'm going to ask you the question. Will you... not get your shovel if I mentioned the ladies' championship match?
I'm not. I haven't buried anybody. I haven't buried Priscilla Kelly or especially not Veronica.
Okay.
Okay, let's don't bury anybody. Let's go. Okay. I've never buried Priscilla Kelly.
Okay.
I would never bury a GCW product.
Okay. Yes, you
No
have.
matter if I think it's one of the worst women's matches I've ever seen, I would never say that on the radio.
Okay.
Not for GCW.
Veronica Fairchild successfully defending the GCW Ladies Championship against the Priscilla Kelly this past Saturday night. I'm going to sit back and say this. It was a tale of two matches. The first half of that match was honestly damn good. I will say that beyond a shadow of a doubt. There were a couple of times... here we go. There were a couple of times in the latter phases of the match that the chicanery and the professionalism and the experience of Veronica Fairchild left Priscilla Kelly a little bit befuddled about which direction she should go next. And that comes as the mark of experience. So like I said, was that good enough? Okay,
yeah.
Good. Yeah, we're fine. Okay. Wick, your thoughts?
Okay, let's see. Priscilla is an attractive young lady.
Cute.
She went out and gave it her all. Veronica is just a wily veteran, and Veronica was in control of that match almost from start to finish.
Right.
Priscilla had two spots that she desperately tried to come back. I mean, she left all that she could in the ring, but Veronica was just way, way too good for her.
There's an experience.
Veronica was definitely in another atmosphere, on another plane of existence in that match. And she is knocking off the ring rust every event. Yep. Every time she's in the ring, she knocks off more and more ring rust. So, I mean, we've had two dominant females over GCW the last few years, and that would be Kamala Bomb Pandora and, of course, Tracy Taylor. But Veronica, this could be her time. Veronica was prior to that. Veronica's, but first time she's ever held the GCW Ladies Championship. This was her first GCW Ladies Championship title match defense. That says something. So, next up, sir.
That would be actually, do you want to go ahead and take the top of the hour?
Yeah, that sounds fantastic.
Okay.
We're going to take our top of the hour break. When we come back, more about GCW from this past Saturday, and we're going to discuss The Backbone. That's a terrible fucking name. The Backbone against Shane Knowles, Nigel Sherrod, whatever, and Kevin Blue this Saturday at Peach State Wrestling Alliance, BFW Fairgrounds, right here, the To Be Determined show, and we are live.
Hello again, everybody, and this is Stan Grubb for Corner to Corner Radio for the Beyond Ringside Radio Network. Join us every Thursday night at 11 p.m. Eastern Standard Time with myself, Rob Hefner, and Brian Taylor, as we bring you our thoughts and feelings on the world of professional wrestling and everything in between. As my good friend Rob would say, from corner to corner and pillar to post, we bring it to you every week. We look forward to seeing you. Thanks again for listening to the Beyond Ringside Radio Network.
The Mad Dog's House of Pain, the only nationally licensed pro wrestling school in the state of Alabama. Mad Dog Dan Sawyer, trained by the Junkyard Dog, will be your trainer. You want to be a professional wrestling superstar? Learn from GCW's own Mad Dog's House of Pain. With over 22 years experience, learn from the Mad Dog's House of Pain. 205-567-6482. Start your career today. Call 205-567-6482.
The To Be Determined show live Wednesday nights, 9 Central Standard Time. Join myself, the Oracle of Ominous, the Wicked Nemesis, the Grand Design, Clyde Braddock, and the Magic City Runner, Fast Eddie Lane, as we take you to the edge of uncensored. Yes, we go uncensored, so make sure you have your earmuffs Ask your parents, for those of you that are a little young, maybe under 18, but make sure if you have any heart conditions or any mental defects, please listen, because they may take effect right here live every Wednesday night, 9 Central Standard Time. Beyond Ringside Radio Network, beyondringside.com.
The Jimmy Determined Show, we are back live, Beyond Ringside Radio Network, beyondringside.com, and the Beyond Ringside Radio app, as well as ProWrestlingRadio.net. We were discussing the GCW card, sir. If you will, continue.
Yeah, let's go ahead and run this light speed from that vantage point. We had a chance we've talked about Spiral and AJ. We've talked about Clyde and Francisco, the ladies' title match. Also, Michael Steele picking up a victory over Tommy Gage this past Saturday night. Michael Steele and Tommy Gage both looking crisp.
Michael Steele is on a tear. Michael Steele definitely has something to prove since coming back to GCW, and he's doing it.
Yep.
Right there in the ring, and that's the best thing is to, if anything you got to prove, do it in the ring.
Exactly. I was really curious to see exactly where Michael Steele's head was going back in when he first made his return with GCW, and since he's been back, he has been straight ahead, full force straight ahead. I think I just said the same thing twice. Don't give a flying rat's ass. But no, seriously, he's had his head on straight, and he is definitely looking to make himself known in the... Both he and Gage are looking to make themselves known in the title contenders picture right now. A match that I just had to sit back and smile at because of the sheer professionalism involved. Johnny Swinger, Antonio Garza. Two tried and true, well-traveled veterans. Just doing what they do best, all the way across the board. And it was fun to watch.
Swinger, the consummate professional, actually, I think we're going to have to pay Swinger double because they actually cut a promo. And they're coming back April 30th. Rematch.
That's going to be cool. That's really going to be cool.
I think Garza just a little bit better than Swinger. And Swinger saying such. So that was good. Well, next up, sir.
The thing about it is, and this, let me go ahead and put this one in perspective from my vantage point. Garza is a high flyer. Garza will take to the air that fast. Swinger can normally combat a high flyer. It's just this time he found himself, I don't know, I think Garza just took it a little bit faster than Swinger was anticipating. He made for as much as Swinger is a true professional, I think Garza may have caught him a little bit off guard that night.
Yeah, a lot of it off guard. He was pretty much on his heels most of the match, surprisingly.
Yeah.
Garza showing that rougher side, more aggressive.
We talk about lessons in the world of professional wrestling, and every match is a learning experience if you allow it to be. Someone who has been learning their lessons and taken their lumps in the process showed what happens when you do learn those lessons. Dylan Cook picking up a victory over the Night Prowler this past Saturday night.
A little bit of retribution. Now, Night Prowler last year beat the shit out of Dylan Cook on several occasions.
Yeah, I know.
Just beat his ass. You can go and check that out on YouTube as well. Dylan showing a lot of fire, charisma. You can tell he's been working on his cardio. His matches, I told him this. I said, have you lost weight? And he said, yeah, I've lost about 10 pounds. You can tell that he definitely has taken advice from someone and been in the gym and worked on his cardio, and it showed. And I think that may have been the X factor to help him go over on Prowler this past Saturday. Dylan's one of the guys. He is the future of GCW. He's the future of professional wrestling. Him and Charles Sanders are right there at the precipice of being where they're main eventing. Like, you give those guys about a year and a half apiece, and they'll be main eventing. They'll be making us all money.
Oh, yeah.
That's why I say Charles Sanders and Dylan Cook are two that definitely stand out in my mind in the GCW locker room.
And to which you got to add Braddock to that equation because he continues to get even better.
Braddock's already making us money, man.
Yeah, but
right now you could not turn Braddock heel.
No, God, no.
You could turn me heel with a drop of a hat. You could not turn Braddock heel. The fans are just like, well, you know, that guy, he just reminds me of my uncle Paul from up in Woodstock, Georgia. That guy is he just reminds me of a good old fella. Like Braddock is the guy that we all have an uncle, a crazy uncle like Braddock. If you live in the South, if you have any redneck in your family, you have a Clyde Braddock somewhere.
All right, let me do something real quick, and we normally don't do this, but for everybody listening on the live side, especially in our home market of Central Alabama, it is in place that there is a flash flood watch in effect from 4 a.m. Central Time Thursday morning all the way through 1 a.m. Central Time on Saturday morning. So for everybody, like I said, North Alabama all the way through the state, but especially Central Alabama, this is supposed to get really fierce, especially in the overnight hours. So please keep your weather radios handy. I would like to say that you can keep it tuned right here, but unfortunately, we don't do weather that often. It's just in specific and I know there's people across the country goes like, well, what about us? It's like, well, unfortunately, we can't cover everybody. And I know that sounds like a shitty thing to say, and I apologize seriously as the owner of the station. But I'm considering the factor of where the two of us are located, we know that we have a high listenership in the central and across the state of Alabama and around the southeast. We do try to, especially in my home market of the Birmingham metropolitan area, if there's something going on, because there's a ton of people that listen, close friends and family that listen through the app and everything else, I just want to make sure that everybody's safe. So if you're enduring a bad weather event right now, please pay attention. Like I say, we appreciate you listening to us, and if you've got your television on or your tablet or your laptop or your desktop going, please, when they call a warning, listen. I've been through tornadoes. I've been through flash floods. I know what it's like. I've been in a 16 by 80 mobile home with 5 trees fall over when the EF3 goes overhead. Trust me, when they tell you to do something, listen when that siren goes off or you know that warning's being issued. Please, for your own safety and because we'd love to have you listening for a long time to come, please be careful in severe weather events like this. And for all you dorks who got all that fresh snow out in the western mountain areas, bite me. I want snow here. So Troy, come south. Just don't bring a damn flash flood. But coming back to it, I make the reference to Braddock a second ago, and you make the reference to the fact that Braddock is money right now. Look, Braddock continues to get even better. For those who thought that Braddock was going to hit certain plateaus, no, he blows straight through them because his amateur credentials are a great asset to have. But his technical knowledge and willingness to mix it up at the drop of a hat, he is great in singles, he is great in tags, and he continues to get even better. I'm not blowing smoke on that one, kids, not in any shape or form because he's a friend of mine. I'm saying it because it's the damn truth, and I've watched the evolution of Clyde Braddock.
For anyone out there that thinks that you have a pretty good wrestler on your roster, if you want to see a great wrestling match, your man Clyde Braddock is the one you want to call.
Oh, hell yeah.
Clyde Braddock, our man in Light Flint.
We have brand new GCW Tag Team Champions, finally. FINALLY. In the role of Mad Justice, Mad Dog Dan Sawyer, Leon the Bull Stresser. I will reiterate the words that I used the minute the pin took place and the hands were raised. For Dan Sawyer, it is vindication. For Leon Stresser, it is finally validation. This man has been through 3 different partners. There's been no negative fallout. Seriously, he and Dylan Cook didn't have a major falling out. Him and Big K Holmes didn't have a fallout. The situation rolled around where Sawyer approached Stresser and said, look, I want you to be my partner. And Stresser said, I would love to be your partner. They had the size. They had the strength. Stresser has got, and he's going to smile when I say this, he has got a youthful enthusiasm because remember, he is still young in this industry. I've known Stresser for years. I knew him back in the mid-90s when he would kill to get into this business and this sport. drink. And thought I forgot about that, didn't you? The Beyond Ringside drinking game. Anytime Fast Eddie Lane says the business or in the business, drink. We'll go over those rules again a little bit later because I think we've had some new additions to it. And for Stressor, dropping the weight, getting into the gym, persevering the injuries that he's persevered through over the last couple of years, the last year especially rotator cuff surgery. When he wasn't sure if he was going to be able to come back, he defied the odds and he came back. Not only did he come back, he came back sooner than expected. And that's a note to his determination and to his drive and his desire to succeed in this industry. I remember a lot of people were saying, including the man himself, that Dan Sawyer was going to be done. I remember when Dan Sawyer was carted out of the Pell City Civic Center on a stretcher, on a gurney, taken by ambulance to St. Vincent's Hospital in Birmingham. For those who think it's BS, I call your BS and I raise you the truth. I sat in the emergency room along with about 30 other people while Dan Sawyer was in the ER being tended to. So if you want to call BS on that, I'll gladly step up to your face and say, yeah, wrong. Try that one again. I was fucking there. And no, that's not a dramatic pause for effect. That's me biting my tongue before I go off the deep end on that because I've heard some of these people spew this crap. Sorry, not going to happen on my watch. I'll call you out on it.
Yeah, I think quite a few people thought that it was a work.
No. Children, it was not a work. It was real.
Oh, I know. I was right there fucking for all of it, unfortunately.
Yeah. But from that same area. Sawyer came back and surrendered the heavyweight title, vacated the heavyweight title, vacated the tag team titles, and you've seen what's happened over the last few months. And now, through the JYD Memorial, as I said this past Saturday night, and I hoped that TJ and company would get that on video, but I don't think they did, for which I understand. I know that everything's in place to where I don't appear on the TV product. And you can quote me on that. Dan will probably deny it, but I'll sit back and say there are other forces at work. It's like, your dog, he don't need to be on TV. Yeah, I said that. And I'll stand behind that statement too, because I've already heard it. Ooh, damn, this ain't Thursday. Why am I in shooter's gallery mode? Because this is to be determined, and I, by God, can. But by the same token, anything could have happened we could have had another tournament. We could have gone ahead and put everything in place. We could have named the number 1 and number 2 contenders for the tag titles. Me and my 37 other personalities, I'm not the commissioner, blow me. And I didn't know we had a ghost as a commissioner either. Damn, Eddie. Casper, the friendly commissioner. Oh, shit. Who are you going to call? Ghostbusters. I'm seriously kidding. No, I'm not. And through the JYD, even though it was an abbreviated tournament, because of situations beyond our control. Remember, asterisk, card subject to change. When situations occur and people are not able to make it to the event, it's not always our fault. All the front office can do is book somebody in good faith unless they sign an appearance agreement. So, from that vantage point, and Wick, I'm going to shut up in about 31 seconds. When it came down to it, this past Saturday, March 26th, Pell City Civic Center, there were 3 teams involved. Mad Justice, the Brotherhood, and hashtag Trending Now. Trending Now gave a great account for themselves, but the deck was stacked against them that night. Through no fault of their own, they gave it everything they had. The Brotherhood took the fight to them. The tag team expertise of the Brotherhood showed through, and you cannot overlook experience. I say that, saying the fact that the determination of Mad Justice rose and stepped to the forefront, and that is how Sawyer pulled that power bomb out of being severely beaten up, pulled out that power bomb, leaving O'Hagan to where he could be pinned 1, 2, 3, new tag team champions, Mad Justice. Wick, it's on you, brother.
This match could have went any way. You look at hashtag trending now, they could have very easily won that match, but they ended up being the first eliminated, and that's saying something for that match. Leon has worked not his butt off, but he has definitely put forth the effort and the work and gotten better in the ring and progressed, and he is now your GCW tag team champion, or one half of it. The look on his face said it all. He was about in tears. That title meant something to him. But now they have the Brotherhood right on their tails. They have the Brotherhood ready. And I'm sure hashtag trending now also wants a piece of that.
Oh, hell yeah.
Title. And don't forget the feature attraction. They're also ready.
Oh, yeah.
Teams coming in and out.
Don't forget COD, dude.
I was about to say Circle of Disrespect. Don't forget about the Circle of Disrespect. They first round eliminated. Several tag teams coming, several tag teams lining up. But I promise you the Brotherhood will be at the top of that list.
And do me a favor, let me get this one final comment in as it pertains to Mad Justice. I made the comment about vindication for Sawyer. He has come back full circle all the way over again. The validation for Leon Stresser, now one half of the GCW World Tag Team Champions. That is his first championship in the realm of professional wrestling. So more than ever, Stresser, my friend, my brother, my colleague, my accomplice. He who helps me hide the bodies every once in a while. Long story. Sometimes they just run into a big black fence. Normally it's about 51 feet high. Or 54. You never know. Somewhere around 53. Congratulations on winning your first wrestling championship.
What else do we have? Well,
we have personal appearances this coming Saturday.
Well, I was thinking that was it for the GCW card, correct?
It is.
Okay. GCW, if you missed out, definitely check it out whenever it comes up on YouTube. Now, this Saturday, VFW Fairgrounds, we have Peach State Wrestling Alliance. As I said, we have I guess it's a street fight? Is that what the fuck it is?
That's what it is. Street fight, pinfalls count anywhere.
Well, Kevin Blue, I've talked very highly of you, spoken very highly of you here on this show. I know you learned a lot in Anarchy.
Why We Wrestle.
You're still doing stuff at Why We Wrestle. You better bring your A game, because Drew Adler, I got something for him. The Backbone, as they're calling themselves. Drew Adler and the Beautiful Bald Besties. Yeah, those guys have definitely got a street fight coming. This is very appropriate. Nigel's going to be ready, I'm pretty sure. And Shane Knowles is definitely going to be ready. Eddie, your thoughts?
I look at it like this. The Beautiful Bald Besties and Drew Adler, herewith known as the Backbone, have put themselves into a situation where they've managed to piss off three people who you really shouldn't consider the concept of pissing off being a good thing. Because Kevin Blue, tremendous young man, continuing his journey into becoming a true professional. Guy's got skills. Nigel Sherrod, Mr. As Seen on TV. His credentials speak for themselves. Shane Knowles. This man is on a mission, not a journey. And this is a long-form mission. It's not a short term. He wants to be the best. Now, you add to this equation, and Michael, Zach, Drew, I want you to listen very closely to my words. The gentleman who is the host of this show, who is also, in my eyes, still my tag team partner on Beyond Ringside Live, for a long time, has had the reputation of one of the most cunning, one of the most nefarious, one of the most psychopathically psychological, yes, you may use that in 2 weeks, managers I've ever known in my life. When you have a driving force such as the Oracle of Ominous, the Architect of Intellect, the Maestro of the MOD, the Necessary Evil, the Wicked Nemesis, in your corner, you were talking about a man who has managed the Merchants of Death, the Prophets of Doom, the Sevenfold Saints, the Unlucky Charms, and more teams than I've really got time to run down. He's worked with some of the most devious, evil, dark creatures and wrestlers in this industry. And he sat under the learning tree of some good managers before that and some good professionals before that. I'm not putting all this on him. I'm going to sit back and say that, guys, you're screwing around with a team that has Wick in their corner. Kevin Blue is a damn good wrestler. Nigel Sherritt is a damn good wrestler. Shane Knowles is a really good wrestler on his way to becoming a damn good wrestler. But you add the Necessary Evil into that ingredient mix, these guys are going to be ready for anything you have to throw at them. Sebestes, Drew. By the way, how's Space Monkey doing, Drew? Tell you in a minute. Han. Okay. Guys, you better be ready, because this ain't just a street fight. This is 3-on-3 gang warfare. Wick?
What is your main event for this Saturday, sir? What do we have as a main event?
Here's the scoop. I believe the 6-man street fight is going to be the main event. Because,
shit, okay. Well, I'm going to fucking beat the fuck out of somebody.
Yeah, I know. You got a score to settle with Drew Adler because of that chair shot. Huh?
I said, follow that shit.
There you go.
Here's the problem with something like this. Okay. Once again, pulling back the curtain. At Peach State, I'm a Necessary Evil. In other words, I'm a heel manager managing baby faces. At GCW, I am a babyface manager managing baby faces.
In theory.
In theory. No, on paper as well. Because I don't fucking cheat, even though I've had several opportunities. And people have fed for me. I'm like, I'm a fucking babyface, dumbass. Get the fuck off the ropes. God damn. But that's, once again, that's people that they see a manager and it's instinct. Being a manager, being a respected manager is not just about hitting the apron when the crowd's down and when the crowd starts to lull a little bit. That's not what it's about. That's just scratching the surface. In a street fight, this is basically a 4-on-3. Like, what stops me from taking my kendo stick that I have here at the house and just beating the fuck out of everybody?
Nothing.
Exactly. There you go. Okay. So I guess there'll be something where they'll pull me aside and I'll be a stern talking to. I'm sure Shane knows. Nigel will tell me, and Kevin will be like, "Wicked, we've got this. You just stay back." They'll try to be honorable about it. Let one of those cocksuckers put their hands on me. I'm gonna kick them in the fucking balls. I'm gonna punch them in the fucking face. I'm gonna beat the shit out of them. And I like those guys, so I'll take it easy on them. I'll only knock one of their teeth out. How about that?
There you go.
We'll draw dicks on their foreheads. I'm gonna draw a big slit, make it like a big cock head. And Drew Adler, put some fucking pants on, for God's sakes. Now, Friday night, April 1st, April Fool's Day, Pro South has a 6-man tag tournament. What is that actually called, Eddie? I know there's a exact for it. The Holy Trinity?
No. Here's the thing.
Okay.
April 22nd and April 23rd, Pro South Wrestling will be hosting at the Pro South Arena the Trinity Challenge Cup Tournament. There are going to be 16 trios entered into this 2-day tournament. And you have teams coming in from all over the Southeast and some from up north, including the world-renowned team from known in Chikara and a number of other promotions like AIW, the Batiri, Cobalt, Kadama, and Abarian. I've worked with these guys before. They're killer. I love them. We've had Cobalt on the show on BR Live before. Absolutely tremendous, fun interview. For those who are not familiar with the concept of the Trios tournaments, which, of course, Chikara does have King of Trios, and that is their deal. All more power to them. All the respect in the world for everything that they're doing up at Chikara. And I'm sure that Ace would sit, and everybody with Pro South would sit back and say, we're not trying to take away from anything that Chikara does. We're hosting our own event. Or I'm sure that's what they would say. And what it is, basically, 6-man tag, trios rules, 20 count outside, 20 count knockdown. And if the active competitor gets thrown out of the ring or leaves the ring, it does count as an official tag. But from that point, there are so many possibilities because, folks, for those of you that have seen trios matches before, like Lucha Underground last week, when you had a changing of the guard as the trios champions, you have a great opportunity in the southeastern U.S., and there's going to be people coming from more than just the southeast on this one, too. There's people coming from out west and up north for this. I've already spoken with the Avon family about this. They've already got a great response so far, and hopefully they will have a complete sellout. 627 Southern Avenue, Piedmont, Alabama, April 22 and 23. But, Wick, what I think you're alluding to is the fact that there are going to be more qualifying matches to lock trios teams in this week and next week at Pro South Wrestling.
Yes, that's what it is. Qualifiers.
That's it.
But make sure you go and check that out. I've been privy to some of the teams involved, and there's some decent fucking teams going to be involved in this. And there are going to be some combinations you're going to be like, what?
True. Now,
put all your differences aside, and don't bring your damn girl around because Joshua O'Hagan may be around.
Oh boy, you went there.
Ever seen a big dick?
About 5'6" in boots. 5'7".
Boots and boots and boots and boots and pants and
boots and pants and boots and pants. Do me a favor. Let's take one quick bottom of the hour break. We've got a major situation here because we're about to have some departures early tomorrow morning from Studio One, and we're getting last minute stuff in place right now. Oh,
yes, sir. Actually, we can go ahead and wrap the show up.
Okay, we'll make it quick.
Yes, sir.
For me personally, because since you normally do throw it to me, I'll just assume.
Yes.
Real quick, live programming will resume Thursday, March 31st, 10 p.m. Central, 11 p.m. Eastern. The Shooters Gallery is back, and we are on Thursday nights. All topics on the table, nothing off the record. And believe me, with Mania looming, there's a lot to talk about, guaranteed. Wick, you know the door's open. And, of course, let me go ahead and say this. Sunday, April 3rd, Beyond Ringside Live will air Central Time Zone, 4 p.m. to 6 p.m. Once again, that's Eastern, 5 to 7 before WrestleMania. Do the math going back west. So, the door is going to be open all the way up and down the network. Matter of fact, let me go ahead and drop the fun part is, I brought it up last night on Back to Basics. The party will be at the C&E Studios this year. It's no longer hashtag lost cause. We found the cause. Holy crap. So we'll actually be broadcasting live from the C&E Studios. Thank you, Cosper. This coming Sunday, 5 p.m. Eastern to 7 p.m. Eastern before WrestleMania. And the whole damn network's going to be involved. BeyondRingside.com, ProWrestlingRadio.net, Ustream, Shoutcast, the Beyond Ringside Radio app, TuneIn Radio, all the different ways you will be able to catch us live this coming Sunday for Beyond Ringside Live before WrestleMania. And I'll leave it there, Wick.
At the TBD Show on Twitter, at Wicked Nemesis, The Merchants of Death, Unlucky Charms, Sevenfold Saints, and the To Be Determined Show all have Facebook fan pages. Give us a like and a share. Thank you to everyone that has recently been liking and sharing the pages. I do get the notifications, and I see them. I'm like, holy shit, somebody from India is a Wicked Nemesis fan.
Yay!
Thank you to the man that I cannot pronounce your fucking name, but I do appreciate it. And he shared it, so thank you. Next Wednesday night, we're going to get up, drop the bombshell. AJ Steele, right here, no holds barred. We also will have Ace Haven next week to talk more about the tournament. It is on like neck bone. AJ Steele, Ace Haven. Ace Haven will not be shooting on anybody, I promise you that.
Oh, no, he won't.
I can guarantee you that. 4, Angie Nemesis. She would say thank you, and everyone will see you at the VFW Fairgrounds. Angie, I love you and I miss you. 4, Fast Eddie Lane.
Folks, hang with us. Going to turn it over to last night's edition of Back to Basics as soon as we sign off here for TBD.
4, the Grand Design Clyde Braddock. You can find him at Facebook, Clyde Braddock. There's only one, and he is awesome. Check him out for bookings, Clyde Braddock, not Captain Britain Braddock. Captain Britain hopefully gets that Netflix series. That's a different Braddock. I'm the Orc of Ominous, the architect of Intellect, the Wicked Nemesis. Don't be a maybe, be a definite, forever forward. Good night, good luck, and leave your week to be determined. See, I switched up that week.
There you go.